with the South Florida Water Management District on Lake Okeechobee. Based on recent forecasts, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has been reviewing how the federally operated dike will be impacted. I spoke with Colonel Jason Kirk with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers last night, and the Corps believes there will be additional impacts from excessive wind pushing some water over the dike. While they have assured me that the structural integrity of the dike will not be compromised last night to keep Floridians safe, I ordered evacuations in the cities surrounding the southern half of Lake Okeechobee from Lakeport to Canal Point in Henry, Palm Beach, and Glades counties. This decision was made due to our sole focus on life safety as Hurricane Irma approaches Florida. You can find more information on these evacuations at floridadisaster.org/info. Right now, the National Hurricane Center is reporting that Hurricane Irma remains a dangerous and life-threatening Category 4 storm with winds of 155 miles per hour. A storm surge warning is in effect for Jupiter Inlet southward around the Florida Peninsula to Bonita Beach and the Florida Keys. The storm surge watch is in effect for north of Jupiter Inlet to Sebastian Inlet, north of Bonita Beach to Venice. The storm surge is forecast to be 3 to 10 feet. Think about that, 3 to 10 feet in many areas, which is life-threatening. A hurricane warning is in effect for Jupiter Inlet southward around the Florida Peninsula to Bonita Beach, the Florida Keys, Lake Okeechobee, and Florida Bay. A hurricane watch is in effect for north of Jupiter Inlet to Sebastian Inlet, north of Bonita Beach to Anna Maria Island. Rainfall is forecast to be 8 to 12 inches, with isolated areas receiving up to 20 inches of rain. Based on what we now know, the majority of Florida will have major hurricane impacts with deadly storm surge and life-threatening winds. And we can expect this along the entire East Coast and the entire West Coast. The Florida Keys should be prepared to start feeling the effects of this storm tomorrow morning. Evacuations. I have school buses to aid evacuation statewide. Multiple counties have accepted these buses, and I encourage any counties with a need for buses to evacuate residents request buses right now. We will quickly run out of good weather to evacuate. If you're told to evacuate, leave, get out quickly. The roads will fill up quickly, so you need to go. I'm a dad and I'm a grandfather. I love my family. I can't imagine life without them. Do not put yourself or your family's life at risk. If you have been ordered to evacuate and are still home, please go. Today is the day to do the right thing for your family and get inland to safety. Today is the day to do the right thing for your family and get inland for safety. This storm is wider than our entire state and is expected to cause major and life-threatening impacts from coast to coast. Remember, Hurricane Andrew is one of the worst storms in the history of Florida. Irma is more devastating on its current path. Irma has already caused multiple fatalities in the Caribbean. This storm is powerful and deadly. We are being very aggressive in our preparation for this storm, and every Floridian should take this seriously and be aggressive to protect their family. Possessions can be replaced. Your family cannot be replaced. I know it's hard to evacuate. I know it's going to be uncomfortable. I think about my mom and how hard it would have been on her to be completely broke with kids and have to evacuate. But you've got to do it. You have to keep your family safe. To private business owners, please be compassionate with your employees as they prepare for this storm and evacuate. I was a business owner when Hurricane Andrew devastated the state 25 years ago. The single most important thing right now is the safety of your employees and their families. For the remainder of the state waiting on evacuation orders, listen to your local officials. They will tell you if and when your area needs to be evacuated. We can expect additional evacuations as the storm continues to get closer to our state and move up the state. If you're in the Panhandle, you will also experience severe weather. Please be prepared for this. I cannot stress this enough. Do not ignore evacuation orders. Remember, we can rebuild your home. We can't rebuild your life. All Floridians should be prepared to evacuate soon. Traffic. I know many of you are stuck in traffic. I'm sure it's very frustrating, but please be patient. Evacuations are not convenient, but they are meant to absolutely keep you safe. I'm glad so many are driving to a safe place. In fact, we've increased the number of troopers on Florida roadways to help move traffic and keep people moving down the road. We have 1,700 troopers working 12-hour shifts right now. These dedicated officers are 100% focused on safety and aren't taking a day off. Also, all administrative duties have been suspended, which means all sworn FHP troopers are on Florida's roads helping families evacuate and bringing supplies into areas of need. We've also increased the number of road rangers who are patrolling Florida's roadways 24/7 to assist motorists. Around the state, we have 13 traffic management centers where hundreds of DOT workers are monitoring traffic cameras 24/7 to ensure traffic flows continue and evacuations proceed without interruption. We also have a dedicated DOT team at the State Emergency Operations Center in Tallahassee, working around the clock, watching road cameras and keeping traffic flowing. All this is to help you to get to safety as you evacuate. Regarding contraflow, we still need southbound lanes to get needed gas and supplies down to shelters and families that need the southern parts that are needed in the southern part of the state. Contraflow also inhibits our ability to get emergency vehicles to people that need them. Right now, to ease congestion, we have activated the use of shoulders on I-75 from Wildwood to the Georgia line. Please drive safely and listen to law enforcement. They're working to keep you and your family safe. Real-time traffic information and evacuation routes are available at fl511.com. We're seeing bottlenecks at major highway junctions, which brings up an important point. You do not need to evacuate out of the state or hundreds of miles away to be safe. If you do not need to be on the road, please do not travel. Find shelters in your county. You can visit floridadisaster.org/shelters to find out where shelters are in your area. We are coordinating with Google's emergency response team to prepare to close roads in Google Maps in real time in the event that Hurricane Irma forces the closure of any roads in the aftermath of the storm. At my direction, all tolls have been waived across Florida roadways. This should help families evacuate quickly and safely. Visit Florida's Welcome Centers have transitioned to emergency information centers to help direct evacuees with the most up-to-date information. Visit Florida's Welcome Center staff are all Red Cross certified and stand ready to assist at shelters and other areas as needed. These are at all our borders of the state. If you are concerned that you do not have a way to evacuate due to traffic, please call the Florida Emergency Information Line, 1-800-342-3557. For whatever reason, if you can't evacuate, call that number, 1-800-342-3557, which is a dedicated emergency management hotline. We will do everything we can to help get you out. Fuel. One of our top priorities remains fuel availability. I was alerted yesterday by the Vice President that the federal government has waived additional rules and regulations to allow more fuel to get to Florida roads. We know there are problems with supply at gas stations and are working around the clock to get fuel to you. I've directed state law enforcement to provide escort services to gas trucks to get through traffic so they can get to the stations faster. These law enforcement escorts have continued throughout the night. We're going to keep this going as long as possible. I'm sure you've seen them across the state. For gas stations and evacuation zone, we need you to stay open as long as you can so people can get out. We will arrange police escorts for your employees so they can get out safely. We need your gas stations to stay open as long as you can so we can get more people gas so they can evacuate. My staff is reaching out to gas stations in the Keys to provide contact to help coordinate law enforcement escorts for staff and tankers. We absolutely know fuel is important, and we are absolutely devoting every state resource to addressing this. 3 tanker ships delivered fuel to Port Tampa yesterday for resupply efforts, each delivering 1.2 million gallons of fuel. State law enforcement continues to escort fuel supply trucks from Port of Tampa and Port Everglades directly to gas stations in your community. As of 6 p.m. last night, 8.4 million gallons of fuel was shipped into Port Everglades and more than 5 million gallons of fuel was shipped into Port Tampa Bay. While we are making progress, unfortunately you are going to see lines and unfortunately you're going to see outages. I know this is frustrating and we will not stop working on this. If you are in an evacuation zone in South Florida, You need to leave. Port Everglades will be closing tonight for safety, and gas will no longer be being resupplied into much of South Florida until after the storm. If you are concerned that you do not have a way to evacuate because of fuel issue, use that same number, 1-800-342-3557. We will do everything we can to get you out. But you have to call now if you're in an evacuation zone. We cannot save you in the middle of the storm. If you know you're going into a shelter in your county, please take only the amount of gas you need. You don't need to fill up your whole tank if you're going to stay in the county. The Gas Buddy app is a great resource to find open stations with fuel. All ports still remain open today and operating to bring fuel and supplies in. National Guard. 7,000 members, all available members of our National Guard, are now activated. Every member has been activated in advance of this storm that we can activate. On law enforcement, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is preparing search and rescue teams for potential deployment and has more than 200 officers standing by for the first wave of response based on potential storm impacts. My staff and I have been reaching out to law enforcement across the state to make sure they have the resources to keep people safe. Utility providers. They are actively pre-positioning resources throughout the state and in neighboring states. We know from previous storms how incredibly important it is to get power restored as quickly as we can. Florida Power and Light has activated its emergency response plan and has thousands of workers preparing to respond to Irma. They are one of the largest providers in the state. They're also working with out-of-state utilities and electrical contracting companies to secure additional resources. They have opened more than 20 staging sites throughout the state where restoration crews, trucks, and equipment are stationed. I'm having calls with the utilities every day, try to make sure we provide all the resources and they're prepared. Shelters. Last night I directed the closure of all public schools, state colleges, state universities, and state offices for their normal activities effective today through Monday to ensure we have every space available for sheltering and staging. Right now, Floridians must have access to every possible safe place to shelter. Over 17,000 people have signed up to volunteer, exceeding our goal. That is great, but we can always use more volunteers. I want to thank everyone who has opened their heart to help those in Irma's path. We cannot thank you enough, but we can always use more. Floridians can go to volunteerflorida.org to sign up for volunteer opportunities. There is absolutely no reason for anyone not to evacuate if you're ordered to do so. Shelters are available, and you should follow the direction of local officials to go to the shelter that fits your needs. You can visit floridadisaster.org/shelters to find a shelter in your county or neighboring counties. If you need a hotel, go to expedia.com/Florida. Expedia is working on hotel occupancy in real time. Airbnb has activated its disaster response program. If you're an evacuee in need of a place to stay or an Airbnb host looking to open your home to an evacuee, go to airbnb.com/disaster. The Florida Restaurant Lodging Association has encouraged all hotels to waive pet policies, offer shelter, and be compassionate with cancellations. We are running out of time. The storm is almost here. If you are in an evacuation zone, you need to go now. This is a catastrophic storm that our state has never seen. We cannot rebuild your home. We can rebuild your home. We cannot rebuild your life. Protecting life is our absolute top priority. Our number one priority is protecting everyone's life. Everyone's life is important. No resource or expense will be spared to protect families. Floridians are strong. We're resilient. In times like this, we band together and help each other. We will keep working around the clock, doing everything we can to help you prepare. And after the storm passes, we'll be here to lift each other up and recover. We will make it through this together. Florida is an amazing melting pot of loving people, and I'm proud of this incredible state. Este huracán es muy peligroso. Su vida es lo más importante. Cara familia?
Okay, South Florida, we are watching Governor Rick Scott. He is in West Palm Beach giving us an update on what you need to do, how the state is ready to respond with several different avenues here as we prepare for Hurricane Irma. One of the more notable things he said, it's at the top of many people's minds, is the fuel situation. Again, they're continuing to keep the avenues open to get fuel trucks refilled as quickly as possible. He did say Port Everglades was going to close tonight, but here's the deal. It is closing to ship traffic, not to truck traffic. We have talked to the authorities over at Port Everglades. We know that they just offloaded yesterday 8.4 million gallons of gas at Port Everglades, and so they will have more than enough gas to continue until it gets too dangerous. Let's go back to Governor Scott. He's answering some questions.
We will continue to open shelters to take care of people. We are working with all of our, from the state level and at the county level, to make sure we have at the as close to where you're going to evacuate a shelter, and if we need to, we'll get buses. We'll do everything we can to get you moved if there's not a shelter really close to you as they fill up. But we're going to have enough shelters. That's one of the reasons I shut down all the schools. We'll use those for shelters, but we always can use more volunteers too. But I know everybody's focused on the shelters.
What is it you're asking volunteers to do specifically? What kind of things?
The primary, well, in the beginning it's going to be the shelters. It's help out the shelters. But then after it hits, there'll be a lot of food and supply distribution. There'll be a lot of other things to do. There's going to be a lot of debris cleanup and things like that. But in the beginning, we got to shelter people. We got to if you're in an evacuation zone, you need to evacuate, and you need to go someplace else, go to a hotel, friends, or get to a shelter. We will have shelters for you.
Governor, the south end of the lake is the most vulnerable, especially the Clewiston area. In your discussions with the Corps, what has the Corps said specifically about those vulnerable areas, and what would happen if there were to be a breach in that region?
So I've been in constant contact with the Corps, and they believe that the dike we will not have issues with the dike itself. Where what's happened is as the wind has picked up, now that's going to hit Category 4, we can see some water coming over the top as it'll slosh over the top, which will impact the areas that we evacuated. So that's why I made the decision yesterday to evacuate those areas, just absolutely to make sure. But right now, we believe that there will be maybe 3 areas where we're doing some rehab, that there will be some water that flows over the top, but they don't believe that the dike is at risk.
Will the people in the south areas, the communities that have been evacuated, will they be forced to stay away from their homes longer, out of concern that the dike may breach in the week or 2 after the storm?
So the way it'll work, we're going to get people back to their homes as quickly as we can, as long as it's safe. I mean, the most important thing is everybody's life and safety. So what happens is there's a constant, the Corps will be constantly reviewing the dike to make sure it's safe, and they've done that. And I got a brief this morning about their inspections. As the water would rise in the lake, then they'll even do more and more inspections. But at this point, where they're expecting Category 4 to hit, they're expecting 10 to 12 inches of rain and possibly 20 inches of rain. This is what they believe. They don't believe we'll have anything other than water spilling over the top.
Is there any seepage right now? There has been in the past in that area.
The Corps is going to have a briefing, I think, at 1100, and they'll be able to answer that.
Thank you.